Yo, YouTube family. Right back at it, man, with another video. Peace to the kings and queens out there, man. Y'all keep your head up, man. Stay strong, man. Remember, another day above ground, man. You blessed. You still breathing. You still here. You still got another chance, opportunities to make your life more better than what it is, man. We striving for human excellence. Human excellence. So that means every day you should be excelling. It's human excellence, black excellence. You know what I mean? Every day should be better than the last one, man. We should be getting better and better and better. Even if it's just 1%, every day we should be working hard to be better than we was the day before. In all aspects of life. Physically, mentally, spiritually, financially, socially, emotionally, all of that good stuff, man. So before I get into the video, man, y'all do me a huge favor as always, man. Like the video, subscribe, share this video. You know what I mean? That'll help me out a lot. Help get this message out, get these videos out to more people. All right, let's get into it. Today, I'm gonna share one of my first little romantic endeavors with a staff member. All right, there were a few that I could speak on. You know what I mean? I had several physical encounters romantically with different staff members, whether they were COs, counselors, kitchen staff, you know what I mean? One of the main things that's on like 95% of damn near every inmate, 95% of inmates in prison, the main thing that's on their mind is how to get an officer. Like, for real, like, that's just natural. Like, we're men, we locked up around all these hard legs, all these other men. You ain't getting no pussy except for a female officer that you could try up, you know what I mean? That you could, if your mat game strong, you know what I mean? If you got the right demeanor, you know what I mean? If your wordplay, your mouthpiece strong, you'll get her, you know what I mean? Whole lot of different tactics, you know what I mean? A whole lot of different approaches, a whole lot of different types of women. You know, one thing about it, these is women. So it's natural for a woman to want to be with a man, and it's natural for a man to want to be with a woman. So just because you behind the walls, you an inmate, convict, whatever, and she's a staff member, a CO, a officer, whatever, like, attraction transcends all those titles. So that ain't talking about nothing. Alright, so one of my first encounters was when it was about 3 years into my bid. I would say about 3 years into my bid. I had just got to this state prison called Johnson State. This was like 2013, about 2013, right? They had put me in the kitchen. So this was the first time that I had a kitchen detail. A detail is like your job, you know what I mean? Normally they're going to give you some type of detail where you're going to be in the kitchen, or you're going to be, cutting the grass out on the prison grounds, or you're going to be on maintenance, or you're going to be on a counselor aid or education aid or whatever. Several different type of prisons. Several different type of details in the prisons. So they put me in the kitchen. So when they first put me in the kitchen, they had me washing pots and pans, right? So I'm washing pots and pans for like 2 weeks. I had to go early in the morning. I was on an early morning shift. So I had to get up like 3 o'clock in the morning, you know what I mean? Go to the kitchen at like 4 in the morning, and I'm scrubbing pans and pots all day, you know what I mean? So I got tired of scrubbing them damn pans, y'all. I ain't lying. You know what I mean? That wasn't for me. So I remember about 2 weeks into it, I was gonna quit. Like, I remember that morning, I was gonna be like, man, When them folks come, them officers come trying to wake me up, man, and go to the kitchen, I'm bucking. I'm going to the hole. Fuck that. So I woke up. The officer was like, hey, you ready to go to the kitchen, whatever. I'm like, man, I ain't going, man. Fuck that shit. So the lady was like, man, why you not going? You ain't trying to go to work? I'm like, man, I ain't feeling it this morning, man. Y'all gonna have to send me to the hole, man. Fuck that. I ain't going. And she was like, listen, Shakir. That's my last name, Shakir, so they call me Shakir. You know, they like, listen, Shakir, you don't want to go to the hole, man. Just do the right thing. Just go to work, please. Just go to work for me. That's what she's saying. It's awesome. So I'm like, all right, fuck it. I go to work. So I get up. I go to the kitchen. Now, when I get to the kitchen, I tell the little kitchen lady, I'm like, look, I ain't scrubbing them pans today. I'm not doing it. You're going to have to put me somewhere else in this kitchen. I'm not scrubbing these pots and pans no more. So she worked with me. She was like, okay, I'll put you on the line. So the line is when, we serving breakfast. So you might be the grit man or the egg man or whatever. So they put me on the line. So I'm like, okay, I can do that. Now, it just so happened on this day when I was about to quit, this new kitchen lady started working. So you don't expect for no pretty women to be working in the kitchen in the prison. Like, you expect old women like how it was when you was in school. You know what I mean? The kitchen ladies, the cafeteria ladies in school were old fat ladies and whatever. So this Mexican chick started working. And that day, like that same day when I was about to quit, this Mexican lady started working. And she was pretty as fuck, all right? So I ain't gonna cap. Like I told y'all, ain't no capping, ain't no lying. All this 100% authentic, right? So she was in the face. She was like a good 7.5 in the face. Body, she was built like a motherfucking refrigerator, bro. I ain't gonna cap. She was built like a refrigerator. Body was like a 4.5. Like, she had that Mexican body. She had some big ass titties. She wasn't fat, but she was kind of chunky, like right borderline fat, like a couple burgers away from being fat. But she wasn't fat, but she was like chunky, but her body was like built like a square. And like her ass, she didn't have no ass. Like, her ass was a continuation of her back, but it curved inward at the bottom. Alright, so this is how this chick was built. So, but she was cute. She was cute. Like long black hair, you know what I mean? Mexican, pretty Spanish girl face, right? So I ain't stunning her. You know what I mean? I see her, but I ain't stunning her because everybody was on her. Everybody in the kitchen was on her. Every time you see her, she would be surrounded by a gang of niggas, you feel me, trying to talk to her, trying to impress her, trying to make her laugh, flirting with her, all that good stuff, you know what I mean, as they supposed to. But so I fell all the way back. I ain't stunning a chick. I ain't saying nothing to her. So this was going on for about maybe a week or so, you know what I mean, maybe a week or so. I'm coming to work, I'm seeing her, I ain't saying nothing to her, you feel me? I'm thinking that she ain't really feeling a nigga, you know what I mean? Because I'm, in my mind, I'm like, okay, I would like to fuck with this chick, but she got all of these options up here, all these niggas trying to get at her, you know what I mean? So she'll probably choose one of them niggas, you know what I mean? Whatever, I ain't even competing for that bitch, so fuck that shit. So one day, you know what I mean, of me just ignoring this chick, I'm on the line, I'm fixing my grits, putting my grits on the tray, you know what I mean? Tray comes with the grits on, another tray, grits on, you know what I mean? And she decided to come, she was on the line, she was working the line that I was on, so, you know what I mean? She came to me and spoke to me one day, right? So you should ask me what my name, you know what I mean, was or whatever, you know what I mean? She asked me why I was locked up, you know what I mean? All the officers would always ask me why I was locked up, you know what I mean? Because they would always tell me, you don't look like you're supposed to be here. Like what the hell did you do? You know what I mean? They probably thinking I was a sex offender. Normally when you got somebody who doesn't really look like a criminal, you automatically assume that, okay, he might be a sex offender or some weird shit, you know what I mean? So, she asked me, what I was locked up for. So I told her, armed robbery or whatever. She asked me, how much longer I had and when I was expecting to get out. And these questions is all, indicators of interest questions. You know what I mean? Like, I'm into you type questions. Like, when you get out, when you supposed to get out and whatever. So I lied to her. I was like, shit, I'm supposed to be looking to get out like this October. You know what I mean? This is like February or something. I'm like, shit, I'm supposed to be getting out in October. I'm lying like a motherfucker. I got like 8, 9 more years left and shit. But so we kicking it, you know what I mean, that first day. So we kicking it, you know what I mean? Like after breakfast is served, you know what I mean, you have to clean up the little area. So I'm with her, you know what I mean? I'm working side by side with her. We talking, we kicking it, you know what I mean? Helping her clean up, helping her do her little duties. She got a little checklist of stuff that she got to do. So I'm helping her with that. So one day, you know what I mean, after about 2, 3 days of me and her kicking it, you know what I mean, whatever, I try her up one day, right? So I remember we was cleaning up, and I come out and I'm like, yo, I'm like, hey, so when you gonna let me feel on your ass? And she looked at me and was like, what? And I was like, oh shit, like in my mind, I'm like, oh shit, I'm finna get in trouble, goddamn. But I'm like, shit, nigga, you done said it now, nigga, fuck that shit, nigga, say it again. So I was like, shit. So she was like, what? So I was like, shit, you heard what I said? When you gonna let me feel on your ass? So she was like, why you wanna do that for? And I was like, because it's nice. You know what I mean? Lying, her ass was not nice. So I'm like, because it's nice. So she looked at me, you know what I mean? So she was like, one day. She was like, one day. I was like, one day? She was like, yeah, one day. So I was like, okay, cool. So we working the same day, right? Later on that day, we working. And we inside of like the little freezer where they keep, they store, meat and shit. So we in there, she going through she got her little clipboards, she going through, she helping me, I'm helping her put these labels on these cans, like the date that it came in and stuff. So I'm writing the labels and shit. She like, here, put this and write this and write that. So I'm like, okay, I'm writing it with a marker and I'm putting them on the labels and shit. And as I'm writing it, you know what I mean, I'm like, shit, I'm noticing like, yo, we in this freezer by ourselves, like, you know what I mean, this is a golden opportunity. So I'm like, yo, I'm like, here, man, you write this shit. And she like, why? I was like, because this my opportunity. She was like, opportunity for what? So I got rubbed on her booty one time, right? So she was like, stop. So I was like, you want me to stop? She was like, yes. I was like, shit, I rubbed it a couple more times, like, all right. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that was just a little touch, you know what I mean, for the first round. So after that, I was in there, nigga. I was in there like swimwear, bro. Like every day. Like I started coming to work extra early, you know what I mean? Because if you come extra early, like the cooks would come earlier than everybody else. They would have to be in the kitchen at like 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, and everybody else come at like 4 or 5. So I was coming with the cooks. You know what I mean? Because when you come with the cooks, ain't nobody in the kitchen like that. It's probably like 3, 4 niggas running around getting the food ready because they finna cook it. You know what I mean? So I would go extra early so I can catch her and have alone time with her. So like the next day, you know what I mean, I'm helping her gather some stuff early in the morning. So we in the freezer, you know what I mean, getting some milks and shit, but it's a different freezer. It's a big ass freezer. It's a long ass hallway you gotta go down to get to the freezer. So shit, we in the freezer. So I'm like, yo, you know what I mean? We talking, we kicking, I'm all up in her face and shit, you know what I mean? Like this close talking, you know, I'm giving her the eye. I'm giving her that like, yo, I'm trying to fuck you eye. So we in the kitchen, you know what I mean? I'm touching her, you know what I mean? I got my, you know, I keep on bumping into her, you know what I mean? Rubbing my hand on her arm and whatever. So she looking, you know, she feeling the little flirtatious escalation, you know what I mean? So I go to kissing this bitch, you know what I mean? One of the moments where I'm looking at you in your eyes, she looking at me in my eyes, you know what I mean? And you just get that gesture like you going in for the kiss to see what she gonna do. So I did the little 90-10 motherfucker. I come 90% of the way, waiting on her to come the rest of the 10. She came the rest of the 10. So now I'm goddamn kissing this bitch. I got my arm around her. I'm feeling all on the ass and shit, kissing this bitch and whatever. So we have a nice little makeout session, you know what I mean, on that first day and shit until for about a good minute until she was like, yo, we gotta stop before somebody come. And I'm like, man, yo, if somebody come, they gotta come down this long ass hallway. We're gonna hear that main door open. And so we got like a good 30 seconds before anybody get back here where we at. We just act like we working on whatever. She like, nah. She like, nah. She like, I want to, but let's just stop for right now. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, all right. So the next day, shit. And another thing, this is like the number one rule that's always broken in prison. Don't tell nobody your business. I don't give a damn if it's your close partner who you trust and you know he not gonna tell nobody. Don't tell him because he has a close partner that he trusts that he knows nobody he not gonna tell. He gonna tell that nigga. Then that nigga got a close partner that he trusts that he feel like won't tell nobody. He gonna tell him. The next thing you know, everybody knows. So you don't never tell nobody. That's like the golden rule of prison. Like, don't tell nobody, period, what you got going on. Because soon, everybody gonna know. So, I ain't tell nobody what I had going on, you know what I mean? So, the next day, I tell her, I'm like, listen, like, I'm trying to smash. Like, what's up? She like, man, I want to, but you ain't even got no condom and nothing like that. I'm like, man, you ain't gotta worry about no condom, man. I'm like, man, them folks test us for AIDS and shit when you first get in prison. When you go through the diagnostic process, them folks test you and like, man, I definitely ain't fucking no niggas in here, so you ain't even gotta worry about none of that. So she like, yeah, I know, but it's just I still wanna be safe. I'm like, well, look, bring a condom. I'm like, shit, bring some condoms up here. You could bring it. They don't search y'all like that, man. They put it in your purse or whatever. Woo. So she like, I'm trying to, blah, this, quasi. So, sure enough, she come with that shit. Bro, listen. When I tell you, I'm up in this shit, man, like every day after that, bro. Like, we in the freezer every morning, in the freezer by ourselves, bro. I got this bitch standing up, slightly bent over against the fucking milk carton crates and shit, goddamn busting this bitch, goddamn, from the back, goddamn her pants pulled just slightly down, right, like close to her knees type shit, and I'm goddamn wearing this motherfucker out, like, hey man, listen, bro, I was so proud of myself, bro, like, that was an accomplishment, nigga, like, to get a bitch in prison. That's like every nigga goal, bro. You know what I mean? Get a bitch. If you can get a girlfriend and you can be fucking her, that's one thing. But mainly you want her to eventually bring you stuff. We call it bringing the pack. You know what I mean? I'm finna get a bitch to bring that pack. You know what I mean? Bringing the pack is like anything for you to make money with. Cigarettes, you know what I mean? Cigarettes is big in prison because they don't allow us to have cigarettes. So a pack of little Bugler roll-up cigarettes that cost like $2 in the store is running like $300-400 in prison type shit. So, you know what I mean? And it's easy for her to, get some tobacco in. It's a little harder for them to bring phones and shit like that. So, but sometimes that's done and whatever. But, so now I'm trying to go to the next phase. Like, you trying to make some extra money, you know what I mean? You need to fuck with me to make some extra money and whatever. She's like, how? Like, how can I make some extra money and shit? I'm like, listen, bring some cigarettes, man. I'm gonna tell you how to do it, man. Just follow my instructions, man. You know what I mean? Put them shits in your pussy or something, you know what I mean? Some kind of way, put them shits in your boot or some shit, you know what I mean? Some kind of way. So she like, yeah, I'll think about it. So I fuck around and go to the hole, bro, on some humbug shit, bro. I went to the hole for a phone. So I spent about 3 weeks in the box. So, in the 3 weeks I'm in the box, I didn't know, but she started fucking with another nigga, right? This other little nigga. But I don't know this at the time. So when I get out the box, I'm not in the kitchen no more. You know what I mean? They kicked me out the kitchen while I was in the box. So I'm trying to get messages to this chick. You know what I mean? And I ain't got no phone no more. So, I used to talk to her on the phone and shit, but now I lost my phone. So I'm trying to get messages to her, but I'm like, dang, I can't tell nobody to tell her, you know what I mean? So I'm trying to figure out how I can get up to the kitchen to see her, to talk to her. Bro, tell me why this bitch get knocked off, bro. Tell me why this bitch get fired, bro. This bitch get caught fucking the other nigga in the kitchen, bro. This stupid, sloppy ass nigga, like most of these niggas, man, don't even give a fuck, you know what I mean? They sloppy, they don't give a fuck. They finna pressure a bitch to do some shit. And goddamn, the bitch get caught, man. Like, rumor is she got caught, goddamn, giving a nigga some head or something, you know what I mean? But I don't know what the true story was, because I also heard that somebody came in and they was hugged up, kissing and whatever. So, rumors don't over exaggerate everything. So I don't know. All I know is the bitch got fired, bro. So I'm like, damn. So that was that. You know what I mean? But that was one instance among a handful of others. I'd say about 3-4 others. You know what I mean? Some girls I had, we was just, girlfriend, you know what I mean, calling on the phone. I never really got to fuck like that. But that was my first sexual encounter, you know what I mean, with a chick, you know what I mean? So yeah, man. That's pretty much that, man. Got a whole lot more for y'all, man, in the works, man. It's coming, man, you know what I mean? I hope y'all enjoying these little videos, man. It's my story, man, and stuff I've been through, man. And I'm gonna make my life your entertainment, man. You feel me? My pain and struggles, things I've been through, man. We're gonna get to it all, man. We're gonna get to the good, the bad, and the ugly, bro. So y'all stay tuned, man. Hit that like button, man. Hit that subscribe button, man. Hit that bell notification so you know when I put another video out there, man. And y'all stay tuned, man. I appreciate the love. Peace.